Welcome to Dakar 2020. It's only stage 2 of this first edition in Saudi Arabia, but it's not taking any prisoners, no matter how illustrious they might be. Problems for ex-Formula 1 star Fernando Alonso, but he wasn't the only one struggling on the rocky road to Neom.
Good morning from the beautiful Saudi Arabian desert. As you can see, we've got the sunrise over there.
It's going to be fun, but I'm going to take it easy. We're not here to play Scrabble, but...
Well, you've never won in your life, so you don't know what it means.
Because you do?
Well, if you're not happy, I'll leave immediately, and I'll walk home.
Well, it might do you good.
Yeah, being the defending champion, it's good to get that first stage win off the back, and looks good on paper, but not so much in real life.
So it's Price who leads Brabeck and Walkner in the bikes, and a big shock in the cars as Zala got the better of everybody, including Mr. Dakar himself.
A Lithuanian in front of us. I don't know who he is, or what he's called, or what he's driving. He's definitely a today's surprise package.
Zala leads former winners Petter Hansel and Sainz going into stage 2 with 15 competitors already out of the running.
There's one big novelty at the Dakar this year. For the first time ever, the road books will be distributed in the morning of certain stages.
Well, one of the major new changes is the road books being handed out in the morning on 6 stages: 2, 3, 5, 6, 10 and 11. It's always 2 stages in a row, so that if they lose time on the first day, they can make it up again on the second. The road books are done in colour now, which means that we can give them out in the morning. All of the changes are included and we can print them here ourselves. We give them out 25 minutes before the stage for the bikes and 15 minutes for the cars. They can have a quick read and get an idea of what's coming, and then it's game on. Everybody's on an even footing. You can't have a team checking the route or plotting it out on Google or on satellite. We're making it fairer in sporting terms.
Here at the start of stage 2, we're about to get our road book, I think, in 3 minutes. So there's been no study on this, and I think, yeah, it's a level playing field for everyone. So we'll see how it goes. We need to try and get that all loaded into the tower and mark a little bits and pieces that we can, and then the day begins. So should be a tricky day.
It's definitely going to be more complicated. There's no extra stress, but it's more like extra adrenaline, positive stress, let's say. I'm quite happy with the new system, and I hope I'll still be saying that after the special. It doesn't change much for us because nobody helps us with the road book. We do it all ourselves. That's the pleasure of navigation. Stage 2, Awaj Neom, the second stage of this Dakar. I'd say that it's a bit simpler than yesterday, with a lot of tracks, although there is still a lot of navigation, so we could have competitors hesitating and making mistakes. Overall though, it's not a tough stage, but it is the first stage of the super marathon for the bikes.
You don't have any parts on you, so what are you going to fix on your motorcycle? You know, you can't have assistance from other riders. You can't get wheels from your teammates. So basically, you have 10 minutes to look at your bike and give it a thumbs up and head out.
On to stage 2 then, which promises to be a key one for the elite bikers. It's the super marathon. That means that at the end of the day, they will have just 10 minutes to work on their bikes before they're locked up for the night. throw in the fact that they only had 25 minutes to look after their road books before setting off, and it really was set to be a gruelling day, both physically and mentally. The Dakar couldn't be won here, of course, but it might be lost. Now, the defending champion Toby Price hadn't necessarily been planning to win yesterday's opening stage. It was never going to be easy opening the piste here, and perhaps unsurprisingly the Aussie lost over 12 minutes on the day's winner, dropping a little way down the standings. Ricky Braddock took off in second place, just 5 seconds down on Price. He fared a little bit better than the KTM man on his Honda, limiting the damage to under 9 minutes on the day. It is, of course, still very much early days in this Dakar. Problems are never far away, though, as Laya Sands found out just a few kilometres into the stage. An early crash, which cost her a fair bit of time. She is now 1 hour off the pace overall. Disaster also for Daniel Nasiglia, the Bolivian. Looks like the end of his rally after this crash. He's yet to reach the finish line, and it could be game over. Johan Barreda had a quiet first day, but he made a strong start here, leading the way in the early part of the stage before easing off in the latter stages, about 5 minutes off the pace. About a minute behind him was Nacho Cornejo of Honda, making a fairly cautious start to this Dakar, but he is only 9.5 minutes back overall. Now, Luciano Benavides, the younger brother of Kevin Benavides, has really come into his own over the past year, winning the FIM Junior World Championship title. He had a good day today, coming 5th, although the bragging rights in the family went to Kevin, who was just 4 seconds quicker than his little brother. The Honda man is now up to 3rd overall, just 1 minute and 32 seconds off the pace. Pablo Quintanilla was out for 7 months after he suffered a double ankle fracture at the end of last year's Dakar, but you wouldn't know that from the way that he's racing at the moment. The Chilean victorious on home soil at the Atacama Rally a few months ago, and then second at the Rally du Maroc. He says that this terrain is similar to back home in Chile, clearly enjoying himself here. He's now 2nd overall behind this man, Sam Sunderland, who takes over from his KTM teammate Price at the top of the standings. British rider doing a fine job to navigate a tricky stage. But after Vaidotas Zala in the cars yesterday, a surprise winner in the bikes today, Ross Branch, who's also known as the Kalahari Ferrari. The airline pilot from Botswana clearly having a great time on his new KTM. What a moment for him and for his country.
Today was really good. I had a lot of fun on the bike. Starting 14th this morning helped a lot. You know, there were some tracks that opened the road, so I had a lot of fun. You know, I just tried to ride my own race, navigate well. I navigated well today, which was really good for me, and I think it helped a lot. And then just take it easy, you know, one by one, try to catch the guys, and yeah, had a lot of fun. It was an awesome day.
So just 10 minutes to work on the bikes at the end of the day. And they were put in the Parc Fermé before tomorrow's 3rd stage, where once again the road books will be handed out in the morning. A memorable day for last year's top rookie Branch, and Botswana is the country's first win at the Dakar. Familiar names making up the rest of the top 5, including both of the Benavides brothers. Sunderland keeps KTM on top, with Quintanilla jumping from 6th to 2nd. The gaps are fairly insignificant at this stage, only 10 minutes separating the top 12. Now Ignacio Casale carved himself out a bit of Dakar history yesterday, becoming the first quad rider to reach 20 wins on the world's biggest rally. He looks like a man on a mission, as he made it 2 wins in as many days.
So this is the ceremonial start. So far so good. That's my hashtag. Mission Extreme Outdoors, so far so good. Keep an eye on it.
For the first time in the history of the Dakar, a Saudi Arabian will be competing on a bike. A real privilege for Michal Al Gunaim on his KTM.
لازم نسألك هلا والله شلونك؟
I am in Dakar, but I'm not a competitor. I'm here to challenge my own self and chase my dream.
Number 69 now.
I got into motorbikes when I was 7 years old, and I never stopped riding. It was a pastime. It was something to do in the backyard when you were in Saudi. We didn't have a lot of artificial entertainment. We didn't have the cinemas, etc. So we enjoyed the desert. I was too young to drive a car, so riding off-road was my first taste into the motorsport. When the news started to leak that Dakar might be hosted in Saudi, I was like, no, this is my chance. I'm not going to wait that long. I'm going to get whatever needs to be done to make it happen. I hope motorsports will pick up. I think off-road motorsports is natural to Saudi community because everybody has almost a 4x4 and they go off-road. They do it recreationally. Now it's time for them to also consider it as a sport and try to compete. I had the privilege and I had the opportunity to be the first Saudi in Dakar on a motorbike in Saudi. I want to be the first Saudi to finish Dakar.
Qué guapo. Muy bien.
Yesterday in the cars, the Dakar started badly for young Polish star Jakub Szczekonski when the gearbox broke on the crew's X-Raid Mini after a very strong first 150 kilometers.
We tried both to remount the gearbox. We take it out, then our service truck come and then we put the new gearbox, but we lose like 6 hours or 7 on this. We lose everything today because we lose chance to fight for the podium for sure, and this is my dream from few years.
That's the Dakar. The Polish crew will continue, but hopes of a good result have drifted away. This morning, the crews gathered at the start of stage 2, ready to receive the roadbook only at the very last minute. And no smartphone maps allowed either. Maybe it's going to be better to follow the local wildlife. Now remember, relative unknown Vaidota Zala won stage 1, so had the dubious honour of leading the entire field out stage 2. The first driver to win a Dakar stage in a four-wheel drive Mini since Hirvonen in 2016 has drawn attention to the Lithuanian. Dakar rookie Fernando Alonso spoke about day 1 being like driving on tiptoes, but could he keep up with the regulars again? Disaster for the F1 and endurance legend, the Toyota stricken with a broken wheel and wishbone. He and Mark Comer tried to fix it on the stage. We entered a zone with trees and we ripped off a wheel, so we had to repair it now and tried to make it to the finish. It's part of the adventure. We're living the Dakar at 100% with all its consequences, and I really hope to carry on for the moment. They did make it to the finish, but with over 2 hours lost. One of the rally legends that inspired Alonso to tackle the Dakar is fellow Spaniard Carlos Sainz. El Matador got lost again just before the finish like he did yesterday, driving around in circles to find the hidden waypoint, but driving the mini buggy did find the right way and is up to second overall. The 6th Dakar for Yazid Al-Raji, and finally the event has come to him. As a Saudi, he's grown up with this terrain, so he should be strong here. He finished 7th last year in Peru and was leading this stage until the last few kilometres. Nasser Al-Attiyah is full of praise for the organisers shaking up the route and the rules, but he's certainly suffering nonetheless. After yesterday's punctures, he had more punctures today and got lost. He had to borrow a spare tyre from teammate De Villiers. He struggled to find the right way, and he was not the only one who got lost. Stefan Petterhansel was not only lost, but also lost steering, and therefore several minutes out in the lonely, arid wilderness. With 5 kilometers to go, I broke the steering arm. It's a strange feeling when you find yourself with the steering wheel in your hands, but it has no effect on the wheels. Driving a new car, the CR6 buggy for Century Racing, Mathieu Serradori was tipped by some before the event as an outside bet for a possible winner. The Frenchman is a former competitor in the bikes. An excellent day's driving from the only Argentine entrant in the cars this year. Orlando Terranova finished the stage second quickest in the John Cooper Works Mini, but this puts him in the overall lead. Feeling poorly and struggling with a stomach bug, Giniel de Vignes finished way down 14th on stage 1, but much better today. The South African looking for his second Dakar win. The Toyota team took a different, stronger compound of tyre today to try and prevent the puncture fest of yesterday, and it certainly worked for de Villiers. With the privateer Peugeot of Al-Qasimi third quickest, that's 4 different car makers in the top 5. A good stage win for the South African. Notable absentees from the top 5 are Petterhansel and Roma. Lithuanian Zala still holding on to 5th, but it's Argentine Orly Terranova who takes the rally lead.
Two days in, and the Dakar is already a struggle for many.
Bueno, no pasa nada, a veces se aguanta, dale. Dale.
Sí, problema. Yes, we have a problem. The sand. That's our problem.
The problem is he was very fast, 8 cars, about the first 30 kilometers, and after 30...
Mentira, no es cierto, no es cierto.
That's better.
Casey Curry has made no secret of targeting overall victory in the SSVs. Second yesterday, the American had a little bit more trouble today, dropping 14.5 minutes. He is still coming along very nicely though in his Monster Energy Can-Am. Second overall and very much in the mix. Now his compatriot Austin Jones was a couple of minutes quicker on the day in 4th place. The 23-year-old is highly regarded. He first got wind of the Dakar watching Robbie Gordon as a teenager. Certainly one to watch. Hoping to get a solid result in his maiden participation. Now, Jose Antonio Hinojo has made a very consistent start. Third yesterday, the Spaniard going one better to come second. He is third overall. But the defending champion Chaleco Lopez was simply unstoppable on stage 2, storming to the win by almost 12 minutes to move into the overall lead. Overall, the Chilean leads Curry by 9 minutes and 37 seconds. Sergei Karyakin moves up a place to 4th.
Don't go crazy, just let him go. Slowly. There you go.
Well, when there's space, you're not on a bike. You have to watch out with suspensions.
It started.
That's Desprez.
No, it's not Desprez.
Yeah, it is.
No way. I saw the name. It isn't Desprez.
I'm telling you, that's Desprez.